In theory, yes. Practically, no. Kenya's Foreign Affairs CS Monica Juma, I think last year or early this year, said Kenya will not cede any ground in this dispute. And that's practically what states are there for. You cannot, territorial integrity is very important for every state. And that's why it's really pushing for negotiations, because the ICJ decides, it's not a negotiation. Once a court decides, then it doesn't favor both sides, it favors one party. So that's what they're avoiding. So to imagine Kenya losing, and we are talking about 100,000 square kilometers, that's about 62,000 square miles. I don't see 42% of Kenya's territory. I don't see us having a win-win situation, because if Somalia president said that this case will be determined by the ICJ, means it will favor one state. There seems to be other players, and that's pretty much what this case is about. It's not just about Somalia, it's about other parties. You remember when they laid claim of auctioning some of the oil fields in the sea, there were questions about who are really behind this. Remember, at that time in 2014, Somalia was not really stable. It actually had a government in 2013. So who are these people who are financing Somalia to go to ICJ and finance this legal process? And also know that most of these government officials in Somalia are dual citizens. The loyalty is not really to Somalia, but other interests, that I would say. And I think it's just beyond Somalia itself, and there are other interests. It's geopolitics that is involved in this conflict, because if you look at the implications will be huge. If Kenya maintains that the border is latitude as it is, Somalia maintains that it should go down to the southeast, down according to the land boundary. The implications are that Kenya will have another boundary dispute with Tanzania. After Tanzania will have another border dispute with Mozambique, goes down to Madagascar, down south to South Africa. So I think there are other interests beyond what we are seeing. I think if we look at previous rulings by the ICJ, one was on US and Nicaragua in 1986. We also had a case recently of Russia and Ukraine on Crimea. We had also the case of China and Southeast Sea. And most of these countries have actually ignored the ICJ ruling. So, I mean, if it goes the Somalia way, Kenya might actually ignore it, because what is emerging is the ICJ, because it does not have a manner in which it can enforce its rulings. So, and what is emerging in the recent past, it's actually their rulings is more advisory than it is really, to actually determine a case. So Kenya has an option of ignoring that, I think so. I don't know the implications of if there will be sanctions, but I think that's an option.